Szanowni Państwo, jest nam niezmiernie miło powitać Państwa w Zawierciu. Jako AI Elemental to jest grand opening of JV AI Elemental between Elemental Strategic Metals and Ascent Elements. We're very pleased to welcome you and have an opportunity to explain what we do, how we do it, why we do it together with Ascent, and what can we do together with your help, yes? So leave it right now to Thomas, and I hope that you're going to find that this day will be productive in terms of gaining new knowledge about our company, about the process, about what we can do together, and you'll enjoy also a companion of our companion and the networking session that is ahead of us, yes? Thank you very much. Dziękujemy bardzo. Jeszcze kilka słów po polsku. Bardzo serdecznie Państwa witam w Zawierciu. Mam nadzieję, że ten czas spędzony z nami podczas zarówno sesji prezentacyjnej, którą w tym momencie zobaczymy, która będzie pokazywała historię joint venture, historię spółki Elemental Strategic Metals, historię spółki Ascent Elements. Później będzie sesja, podczas której Państwo będą w stanie zobaczyć fabrykę, jak to wszystko wygląda. No i przede wszystkim sesja networkingowa, podczas której ja będę miał przyjemność i moje koleżanki i koledzy porozmawiać z Państwem na temat przyszłości biznesu i recyklingu, który jest podstawowym tematem dzisiejszego spotkania. Dziękuję serdecznie, zostawiam stage Thomasowi. Thomas, over to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Marcin. Good afternoon. Dzień dobry, everyone. My name is Tom Frey, and I am the Director of Marketing and Communications at Ascend Elements. It's really an honor for me to be here with you all today, and it's great to see everyone who's come here. First thing, because Dzień dobry is about the extent of my Polish, there are translation headphones at the back of the room, and so if anyone needs those, please feel free to go and grab one of those. You're the first visitors here to AE Elemental, so that's kind of cool. Thank you all for coming. We have a big show for you today, and we're going to start by looking at, well, first of all, I'd like to recognize and welcome a few local officials and dignitaries who are with us today. We have folks from the U.S. General Consulate in Krakow who are here. We also have folks from the Polish Trade and Investment Agency, as well as the American Chamber of Commerce. So thanks everyone for being here. We also have a lot of investors and board members and customers, as well as some members of the press. So again, thank you very much for being here. We're going to start today, I'm just going to give you a little quick run of the show. We're going to start today with some remarks from some of our leaders of the joint venture, as well as the joint venture partner companies. And then we will do an official ribbon cutting of the facility to open it. And then afterwards, we'll have a tour of the facility. Speaking of tours, check your badge, because your badges are color-coded. So at the end of the presentation, we will be calling up and doing tour groups by the various color codes on your badge. So more on that later. So first off, I would like to, we're going to talk today a lot about AE Elemental and this facility, but I'd like to start off first by taking a look at what Ascend Elements has been doing in the United States. So if you could roll that video, please. ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Mike O'Cronley, the CEO of Ascend Elements.
Thank you, Tom, and welcome everyone for coming here today. It's really exciting. It's an exciting time for Ascend Elements to be here and to be opening this facility. But I wanted to talk a little bit about who Ascend Elements is, what we're doing, and what our mission is. So, simply put, our mission is to make the battery industry more sustainable. And why is that important? The batteries, lithium-ion batteries in particular, are a key technology to help enable this energy transition that we as a society are going through. So if we're going to be converting the way we move about the world and electrifying that, moving away from internal combustion engines, we need a technology, and it's largely built around batteries. Similarly, when we think about energy and how we produce energy, move energy, and store it across our grid, batteries are being used to help stabilize the use of renewables, so wind and solar. So batteries are a key technology, and it's to help us become more green, reduce our CO2 footprint. The problem is batteries in themselves, the way that they're produced today, is relatively dirty. Dirty from a CO2 perspective. We have a lot of mining that's involved. We have a lot of refining and a lot of energy that's put into making these batteries and battery materials. So the mission that Ascend Elements is on is to create and make battery materials supplying to the battery industry and dramatically reducing the CO2 footprint associated with these. And the way that we do that is with a new innovative technology that was created in the United States. And it essentially enables the recycling of batteries, old batteries, and converting it into new battery materials. And it's through a process we'll talk a little bit more later about, is called hydro-to-cathode. And so we're commercializing this today in the United States. We have our first facility in Georgia that is similar to the one here you'll see today. That's already been operating since 2022. We are also, in the video that you saw previously, is a facility we're building in Kentucky, and that's about a $1 billion investment that's going to be operational next year, and that will be making the high-value cathode material that the customer in the market wants, that is also very sustainable. So we're very excited about that, and so we are well on our way in the United States, but then we started thinking, well, we need to expand. We need to grow into a very critical market into Europe. And so when we started thinking about Europe, where do we go? How do we go? We ultimately met the Elemental Group, Elemental Strategic Metals, about a year ago. Started some conversations and realized there was a lot of synergies in working together. So after a lot of hard work, a lot of discussion, we ultimately came up with a joint venture in AE Elemental, and I'm really proud to be here and to help open and kick off this facility, which marks Ascend Elements' first activity and facility in Europe, and it looks to be just a start here in this facility as we continue to grow. So I want to again thank you all for coming to join, and appreciate you being with us to help celebrate and open this facility. Thanks.
Great, thank you, Mike. And now we were just talking a little bit about the United States and what Ascend Elements is doing there. Now back over the Atlantic, let's talk more about what's happening right here, and we will take a look at a video of how this campus was built. So roll the video. the CEO of Elemental Strategic Metals, Mr. Michal Zygmunt.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. After seeing this video, you know what we were occupied with for the last 3 years. So hard job, a lot of efforts. Elemental Holding is a recycling company. We have been operating 14 years already. And for those who do not know, we focus on recycling of 3 types of material. Platinum group metals, where we are the biggest global recycler of that kind of metals. E-scrap, where we are the leading European recycler of electronic waste. And battery metals, where we have just started a few years ago. Globally, we operate 21 companies and 75 licensed locations where we process, collect, and extract metal from waste. Our core business model is focused on collection and processing, downstream processing up to the level of commodity. So when we had a chance to listen to Mike, business model of Ascent Elements is much more focused on development and manufacturing of engineered materials. So when we look at these business models of 2 partners complement each other perfectly. We extend the value chain, we complete each other with competencies and advantages. Elemental made available for the joint venture this state-of-the-art metal processing facility, together with its vast logistic network of collection and waste processing centers in Europe. Ascent Elements, from the other hand, contributed its excellent relations with OEMs in battery manufacturing industry and EV manufacturing, which gave us good access to production scrap, and of course its expertise in metal extraction and metal synthesis technology. What we saw on the market is that during several years before, we had an era of enthusiasm and very optimistic approach to the perspectives of the speed of development of e-mobility. Today we still believe in a very good future. However, there is a more, let's say, objective approach, more strict analysis, bigger focus on bottom line, and many business models has been reviewed by the market and investors and checked whether they are sustainable. This joint venture is a perfect response of both organizations to these hard times. We connect resources, which makes us stronger. We share the risk. We share and join the capital, which helps us to develop faster. And of course, it provides better solution for our customers. I mean, both in case of resources and safety, but also from the point of view of access to extended value chain. We can offer to our customers full service from collection, logistic, recycling, till access to engineered materials from the battery industry, thanks to activity of Ascent Elements in United States. So from our perspective, it's a great connection which helps us to provide better service to your organizations, and we are happy and we count that in the future we will help you solve your problems with recycling and potentially closing the loop. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michal. We've talked a little bit about hydro to cathode direct precursor synthesis. It's been mentioned a few times. And what does that mean exactly? So we're going to take a quick look at a video that explains that process, hopefully in an understandable way. I happen to know the guy who wrote this video, so hopefully you like it. Roll the video, please.
At Ascend Elements, we invented a better way to recycle lithium-ion batteries and produce high-performance, sustainable cathode-active materials that go right back into new batteries. Our innovative hydro-to-cathode process recovers about 98% of critical battery materials with 90% lower greenhouse gas emissions at significantly lower costs. First, spent lithium-ion batteries and manufacturing scrap arrive at one of our base facilities. Safety is our top priority, so the first step is to eliminate any remaining electrical charge from the batteries. Next, the battery packs are disassembled, extra packaging, plastic, and e-waste are removed and recycled. Then we're left with a battery material, and it's time to start shredding. After the shredding process, we have a sandy material called black mass. This powder contains all the critical metals: lithium, cobalt, nickel, and manganese. We transport the black mass to one of our Apex facilities, where we make new, sustainable cathode material. The black mass is mixed into a series of giant vats containing a proprietary blend of chemicals. At this point, graphite is separated and sent to our graphite purification process. We can process this graphite to 99.9% purity for reuse in new batteries. The remaining metal solution moves to the next step, where impurities are removed from the material. At this point, we have a liquid consisting of very high purity nickel, cobalt, manganese, and lithium. Now, here's where the magic happens. Our proprietary hydro-to-cathode process enables us to adjust and calibrate the elemental composition of the material while it's still in liquid form. We call it direct precursor synthesis. It saves a lot of time and energy over traditional recycling methods, while at the same time creating new custom engineered cathode materials. Next, the material is dried and baked in a furnace. When the time is right, we have new high-performance cathode active material that we load and ship to our customers to make new lithium-ion batteries for electric cars, consumer electronics, and wind and solar farms. Sustainable lithium-ion battery materials and recycling. Elevated.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the Chief Commercial Officer for Ascend Elements, Mr. Ian Brame.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today here at our grand opening. Just wanted to give a little bit more context on the technology that's just been presented there on the animation. So, you know, our hydro-to-cathode technology is really unique in the industry. So, the technology actually goes back to 2011 when our founder and now CTO, really before the onset of electrification and the transition to clean energy, was already thinking about efficient ways to recycle spent lithium-ion batteries, even before the mass adoption of these materials were coming into the marketplace. And really that's what hydro-to-cathode and our direct synthesis process provides to us. It provides us the most efficient way of returning scrap material back into the battery supply chain. With that process, we make efficiencies. So we make efficiencies in cost, CO2, and we enable to minimize the impact on the environment as we return these critical metals into the supply chain. Now, when we complete our facility in Kentucky next year, Ascend Elements in North America, we will be the first with a commercial scale, true, fully integrated closed-loop solution for the North American market and the industry, and importantly for me, our customers as well. So it's a very valuable capability that we have there in North America, and that's the result of 3 years, of hard work to put these commercial scale facilities in place. You may tell I'm actually from the UK, so being a little bit closer to home here in Poland, then I'm really excited to see the next phase of our journey and the start of our commercial scale activities here in Europe. You will see later on the tour, the facility here in Zavierce is really a leading facility here in the EU market. When we add our respective technologies from Ascend Elements and Elemental Strategic Metals, we have a very valuable and compelling solution for the market here in Europe. So myself, the team, we're really looking forward to progressing that and really making a very successful future here for the joint venture AE Elemental here in Zavierce. So thanks once again for coming today, and I hope you enjoy the visit and the rest of the events here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. And now I think the reason that you're all here is to learn more about the new facility. So let's take a look kind of behind the scenes at the AE Elemental facility. If you can roll the video, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of AE Elemental, Mr. Marcin Ślizak.
Good afternoon again. I'd like to just say a few things about presence and the future of AE Elemental. Yes, presence is in here in Zavierce, the very factory that you've seen the movie, and you're going to be able to see it in a few moments. This factory is able to process up to 12,000 tons of battery scrap. Battery scrap material, or feedstock, I should say, coming from end-of-life batteries, from households, from hardware, equipment, but also from production scrap, from gigafactories placed in Poland. Some of the gigafactories members, representations we've got in here, such as Impact or LG, and EV market, so we call it OEMs. Yes, at this moment of time, majority of feedstock that we've got comes from that direction. And as you know, in coming years, a dominant feedstock for all recyclers will be end of life from the car industry, from electric vehicles. So that's the presence, yes. You're going to be able to see it by your own eyes, how we recycle, what we do it, and so on. And then we're going to have a chance to talk about it and talk about business between individual parties. We'll be staying here for another 2-3 hours to be fully at your disposal. So that's the presence, yes. But it's not only presence about AE Elemental, it's also future, yes. And the future is 2 investment capex projects that we've got on the horizon. First one is lithium extraction facility. Yes, so we plan to build jointly using technology from Ascend and know-how from both companies. First lithium extraction facility in Poland, and that's going to happen next year. And on top of that, we've also decided to build a factory, a shredding facility at Wernigerode with production capacity of 50,000 tons of production scrap processing. Yes? So it's not only about presence, it's also about future, and I do hope that we will create this future together. Yes, so we're here for you. I hope that we're going to be able to do a lot of business together. and you'll understand more what we can do to us, and we're going to understand, we're going to learn what we need to do in order to address all the business challenges that you've got ahead of you. And apart from that, I hope that this journey will bring a lot of joy, satisfaction, fun. Yes, I'd like to wish you productive rest of the afternoon. And again, it's a very it's my personal honor and pleasure to host you in here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcin. And I think we are ready for the big moment, the ribbon cutting ceremony. So if we could have all of the speakers up here. And then after the ribbon cutting, we will start with our first tour group.
Yes.
You guys want to count down?
3, 2, 1,
2,
go.
1. Excellent. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And we are getting ready now to start the tours. Remember earlier I mentioned about the badges. So take a look at your badge. If your badge is blue or has blue on it, then you're in the blue group. So we are going to meet outside at the front doors in 5 minutes. So the blue group will leave in 5 minutes. If you need, actually on your way out, if you could pick up the headphones for the tour, so then that way you'll be able to hear during the tour, and we'll start in 5 minutes. And the rest of the time, while you're waiting for your next tour group, please feel free to grab some drinks and enjoy yourself. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
I'll just say that first group is led by Jacob, so the blue tour is off to go, yes? Pierwsza grupa to jest grupa Jakuba. Nie wiem, gdzie Jakub jesteś w tym momencie.